My wife said she'd met her soulmate after 15 years of marriage. He's generous. Money doesn't matter to him. I didn't argue. Just stopped fixing the things she never noticed I handled. 2 weeks later, she asked one question and I knew reality had finally arrived. I'm a 35-year-old man who thought I had a decent marriage. My wife and I have been together since college. We grew up together in a lot of ways. I work in IT, managing infrastructure for a mid-sized company. She's a social media manager for a boutique marketing firm. We have 2 kids, 9 and 7. Decent house in the suburbs. The whole package everyone tells you to want. About 3 months ago, she started acting different. New clothes. New perfume. Started going to the gym at weird hours. I noticed, but didn't say anything because I didn't want to be that husband. The paranoid one. The controlling one. I trusted her. That was my first mistake. 2 months ago, she came home from one of her networking events and sat me down. She had this look on her face. Not guilty. Excited. Like she'd won something. I need to be honest with you, she said. My stomach dropped. Okay. I've met someone. At work. We've been talking for a few months. Nothing physical. But it's intense. Emotional. He understands me in ways I didn't know I needed. I just stared at her. What are you saying? I think he might be my soulmate. I know that sounds crazy after 15 years with you, but I can't ignore this feeling. So you're leaving me? No. I don't know. I'm confused. But I needed to be honest. He's different from you. He's generous. Money doesn't matter to him. He lives in the moment. He makes me feel alive again. The money comment stung. I've never been stingy, but I'm practical. I manage our budget. I make sure bills get paid. I handle the boring stuff that keeps life running. What do you want me to say? I asked. I don't know. I just needed you to know. Are you seeing him? We've had coffee a few times. Lunch. We talk every day. That's an emotional affair. I know. I'm sorry. But I can't help how I feel. I didn't yell. Didn't beg. Just sat there processing. What now? I don't know. Can we just see how things go? While you're talking to another man every day? I need time to figure out what I want. That's not fair to me. I know. But this is where I am. I went to bed that night on the couch. Started sleeping there every night since. She didn't seem to care. Update 1. The next few weeks were strange. She'd come home glowing from her work meetings. Started dressing nicer. Doing her hair and makeup every morning. She was happier than I'd seen her in years. Just not because of me. I started noticing things. The trash wasn't getting taken out unless I did it. The mail was piling up. Bills were sitting unopened. The lawn needed mowing. The kids needed rides to activities. The grocery shopping wasn't getting done. All the stuff I normally handled without thinking about it. The invisible labor that keeps a household running. I made a decision. I stopped doing it. Not out of spite. Well, maybe a little spite. But mostly I wanted to see what would happen. If she was so caught up in her soulmate who lived in the moment, I wanted to see what happened when reality started piling up. I stopped taking out the trash. It overflowed. Then the second can overflowed. She didn't notice. I stopped checking the mail. It started piling up on the counter, then falling onto the floor. She stepped over it. I stopped paying the bills. Not all of them. I kept the mortgage and utilities going. But the credit card, the car payment, the streaming services, those I let lapse. I stopped mowing the lawn. It started looking shaggy, then overgrown, then like we'd abandoned the property. I stopped grocery shopping. We ran out of milk, then bread, then coffee. She ordered takeout. I stopped managing the kids' schedules. Dance class got missed. Soccer practice was forgotten. She got angry calls from the instructors. Meanwhile, she was texting constantly, giggling at her phone, taking calls outside. She'd come home late from work and float through the house without seeing any of it. The kids noticed before she did. My son asked me why we didn't have cereal anymore. My daughter asked why her uniform wasn't clean for dance. I started handling their stuff separately, making sure they ate, making sure they had what they needed. But the household stuff? I let it rot. Update 2. It took 2 weeks. She came home from another late work meeting and walked into the kitchen. The trash was overflowing onto the floor. The sink was full of dishes. The mail was scattered everywhere. She stood there looking around like she'd walked into someone else's house. What happened here? I looked up from my laptop. What do you mean? The kitchen. It's a disaster. Yeah. Why hasn't it been cleaned? I've been busy. Doing what? Working. Taking care of the kids. Living my life. But the house. What about it? It's falling apart. The trash hasn't been taken out in weeks. You could take it out. That's always been your job. I didn't realize we had assigned jobs. I thought we were a team. She didn't respond to that. The lawn looks terrible, she said. You could mow it. I don't know how to use the mower. It's not complicated. I could show you. That's your thing. My thing. You handle the outside stuff. I handle the inside stuff. What inside stuff have you been handling lately? She opened her mouth. Closed it. Couldn't answer. The bills aren't getting paid, I said. Credit cards maxed out and in collections. Car payments late. We got disconnection notices for Netflix and Hulu. Why didn't you pay them? Why didn't you notice they weren't paid? That's always been your job. I didn't realize keeping track of adult responsibilities was just my job. I thought we were partners. We are partners. Are we? Because it seems like you've been partnering with someone else lately. Emotionally. Mentally. You've checked out of this marriage except for the parts where I handle everything that's boring or hard. That's not fair, isn't it? She looked around the kitchen again. I can't deal with this right now. Deal with what? The reality of running a household? The stuff that happens every day that you never notice because someone else is doing it. I have a lot going on. Your soulmate keeping you busy? Don't be petty. I'm not being petty. I'm being realistic. You want to check out of our marriage? Fine. But you don't get to check out and still expect me to keep everything running while you explore your feelings. She left the room. I heard her on the phone in the bedroom, laughing, talking in that soft voice she used to use with me. Update 3. The next week got worse. The power got shut off for 3 hours because the bill was 60 days late. I paid it, but only after she panicked and called me at work. Why isn't the power on? Because the bill didn't get paid. Why not? Because I didn't pay it. Why didn't you pay it? Because I've been busy. Busy with what? Busy being angry. Busy being hurt. Busy watching my wife fall in love with someone else. She was quiet. I'll pay it, I said. But this is what life looks like when I'm not managing everything. This is what you don't see. The boring stuff. The stuff your generous soulmate doesn't have to think about because he probably has someone in his life doing it for him. That's not fair to him. I don't care about him. I care that you don't appreciate what I do. I do appreciate it. No, you don't. You don't even notice it until it's gone. The power came back on 2 hours later. She didn't thank me. That weekend, my daughter's dance recital happened. My wife forgot about it. I took her. Sat in the audience alone. My daughter asked where her mom was. I said she was busy. My daughter cried. When we got home, my wife was there. I told her what she missed. Oh my God, I completely forgot. I know. I'm so sorry. Tell her, not me. I will. I've just had so much on my mind. Your soulmate. Don't call him that. That's what you called him when you told me about him. Remember? Your soulmate. She went to talk to our daughter. I heard crying from both of them. Update 4. 3 weeks after she told me about him, reality started sinking in. She came to me on a Wednesday night. I was in the garage. I'd taken to spending time out there. Away from her. Can we talk? Sure. I think I made a mistake. About what? About him. About us. About everything. Okay. I told him today that I needed space. That I needed to focus on my family. What made you decide that? A lot of things. The recital. The house falling apart. Seeing how stressed the kids are. Realizing how much you do that I never noticed. So it took our life falling apart for you to notice I was holding it together? I guess so. That's pretty messed up. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. I know. But I want to try. I want to fix us. Do you? Or do you just want to fix the inconvenience of having to handle your own life? That's not fair, isn't it? You had your emotional affair. You got your validation. You felt alive. And the moment real life started creeping in, the moment you had to deal with actual responsibilities, suddenly you remember you have a husband and kids. I never forgot about you and the kids. You missed our daughter's recital because you were too busy texting another man. You let our house fall apart because you were too busy being someone's soulmate. You forgot we existed except when you needed something. I know I messed up. You don't even know the half of it. Do you know I've been sleeping on the couch for 3 weeks? Do you know I've been making the kids breakfast and dinner every day because you're too distracted to feed them? Do you know our son asked me if you still loved him? She started crying. Do you know what I told him? I continued. I told him yes. I told him you're going through something. I made excuses for you because that's what I do. I fix things. I handle things. I protect people. Even when they're hurting me. I'm so sorry. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to completely cut contact with him. All of it. No texts. No calls. No coffee dates. Nothing. Okay. You're going to go to therapy. Individual therapy. To figure out why you blew up your marriage over attention from another man. Okay. We're going to couples therapy. Every week. No excuses. Okay. And you're going to start noticing the stuff that keeps this family running. You're going to take out the trash. You're going to mow the lawn. You're going to pay some bills. You're going to understand what it takes to maintain a life. I can do that. We'll see. Final update. It's been 2 months since that conversation. Things are different. She cut contact with him. I checked. Made her show me her phone. Blocked number. No messages. She was angry about the invasion of privacy. I told her she forfeited her right to privacy when she had an affair. We started therapy, both individual and couples. She cried in the first session. Said she didn't know why she did it. The therapist said it was probably a midlife crisis. A desperate grab for youth and excitement. I said it was selfish. The therapist didn't disagree. She started doing more around the house. Taking out trash. Doing dishes. Managing kids' schedules. She wasn't great at it. Forgot things. Complained it was hard. I told her welcome to the last 15 years of my life. The lawn thing was the breaking point for her. This is so hard. Why didn't you ever say it was this hard? Because I just did it. That's what partners do. I never realized how much you handled. I know. That was the point. The point of what? Of stopping. Of letting you see what life looks like when I'm not managing everything. When I'm not being the invisible support system that keeps everything running. She cried again. I took you for granted. Yeah, you did. Can you forgive me? I don't know. I'm working on it. And I am working on it. Some days are better than others. Some days I look at her and remember how she looked when she talked about him. How excited she was. How alive. And I wonder if she's only here because it got too hard to leave. Other days I see her trying. Really trying. Taking out trash without being asked. Mowing the lawn even though she hates it. Showing up for the kids even when she's tired. Those days I think maybe we can survive this. But the trust is gone. Maybe forever. She says she understands. Says she'll earn it back. Says she'll spend the rest of her life making it up to me. I tell her we'll see. Because that's all I can say right now. We'll see. The question she asked 2 weeks after I stopped fixing everything was simple. Why didn't you pay the power bill? But what she was really asking was, why did you let me see how much I need you? And that's when I knew reality had arrived. When she finally understood that love isn't just feelings. It's action. It's showing up. It's handling the boring stuff. It's taking out the trash and paying the bills and mowing the lawn and remembering the recital. Her soulmate gave her excitement. I gave her a life. She just never noticed until it started falling apart. Now she notices. Now she sees. Whether that's enough to save us, I don't know. But at least she's finally paying attention. Edit. People keep asking if I'm going to leave her. Honest answer, I don't know. Some days yes. Some days no. I'm focused on the kids and therapy and taking it one day at a time. That's all I can do. Edit 2. To everyone saying I should have just left immediately, I have kids. It's not that simple. I'm trying to figure out if this is salvageable or if I'm just delaying the inevitable. Either way, I'm doing it thoughtfully, not reactively.